Today we're going to bring a very powerful camera. This one has a lot of great software built in with including AI tracking, and zoom in lens is incredible. We're going to take a look at it. We're going to test out some of the features. But the camera, it has a rotation of 360. It has a follow me feature. It has a paging system that will email you automatically when anything that gets in contact with this. Now to set it up, everything's included. They give you the actual cable, even power adapters in case you need to power it up. But today we're going to do PoE, which is power over Ethernet. We're going to set it up and we're going to test out some of the features first before we take it out to the actual factory. Heavy duty, double structure, very secure system. This is very strong, and it comes with extra features that you need to be aware. In case you're afraid of somebody knocking this down, we're going to take a look at some of the features that it has. But today we're going to test out some of the features that are included in the software. So let's go ahead and do that. We're going to test it out here first in my backyard before we take it to the project. Now, just to let you guys know, you got to have a Cat 6 cable. Cat 5 will not work. Cat 6. Cat 5e might work, but this is Cat E. It didn't work, so I had to do a Cat 6 cable. All right, just make sure that you do the brace so your valuable camera won't fall. Make sure you put the Allen wrench, weatherproof it. It's gonna rain. We're gonna test it out in the rain. We're gonna test it outdoors. We'll keep it here for a couple of days, see how it works. All right, let's take a look at some of the functions on this system itself. So right now we have live AI functions and camera, and then we have system, advanced, and PTZ settings, which is the camera settings, and then we got more out here. You can record, you can do pictures, and you can do security checks. Now, there's an update on this system when you get it out of the box. You do have to do a mandatory update so you can make sure that you have the latest and greatest applications. Now, one thing that you should be aware, there is an admin function and the language and a security alert system. So I did set up my actual email so I could get alerts. Let me bring some of the functions so you guys can see. We have local, camera, network, PTZ, advanced, storage, system, and system info, and log. These will take you to certain things. If you want to make changes, you want to do live view with your phone, you can do that. Everything's accessible through here. Now, if you go home, this is where it's going to bring you home. Live. If you guys can see, these are actually to contrast. You can mess with the contrast. You can make it a little brighter. You can make it lower down. So I like to keep it lower just to lift enough. Now these are actually focus points. You can focus in certain things. If you guys can see, my dog is in focus right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the zoom in part of it, and I'm going to click on here, and the camera automatically zooms in. And if I want to go even closer, he's smelly right now, and rotate, and look at this function. This is a real great function to actually, if you want to see something from far away. So right now he's just outside smelling a couple things, and you can mess with a lot of different functions in here. Like I said, the internal camera, and these are areas of focus. So if I want an area of focus, I can just click on certain things, area of focus, it'll focus in that certain area. All right, I like that function. Camera movement is very easy to move. Tracking people, personnel is even easier. Recording in the camera, you could set up a virtual server, you could set up an internal server, or any existing virtual system that you have, you could connect with this system. Now, the great thing about this is that it runs 24/7. You don't have to worry about it as long as you have PoE. All right, if you guys can see, I have my daughter standing out there as a test. I'm going to show you how well this camera works. So we are going to move the camera a little bit to the right, and we're going to focus in, all right? We're going to zoom in. And I want you to see if you can read some of the lettering, all right? And this is how amazing this camera is. So we're going to focus more. And she has an audience, of course. And look at this. She has an eye chart, just so you show you guys how far we can read this. And she is standing almost 50 feet away from the camera, right? And let me see if I can focus some more. Look at this. Look how far we could actually see the eye chart, right? That's how far it is, right? So let me show you guys. That's amazing how far she is, and we can see everything clearly. And I'm gonna show you how far we are, because right now I'm focusing really extremely far. If you guys can see that, that is amazing to see it. So we're also gonna do a test on the colors, all right? So let's go ahead and do that. All right, let's do a color test on this one. If you guys can see, I have her out there standing. It's a little windy right now. We're gonna go ahead and focus in some more to see the color. And I do have an audience of dogs right now. My dogs are, but look at the color. It doesn't lose any contrast on it. And I have a color chart. You guys can see that. And I'm gonna focus as much as I can from it. More. You can even see the lettering on the actual color chart, how well it looks, right? And this is amazing. And how far I am. This is amazing to see the actual description of it. And this is the maximum zoom I have in here. And she's about 50 feet away from the actual camera. All right, we're going to do a tracking on individuals. So we can always click on this button here, and we can always track certain individuals. So if you guys can see, I have somebody out there playing with my dog. It's my daughter. The camera will automatically track if you set up any kind of features. And this is an AI working, individually just tracking by itself, focusing in. So you can see I'm not hands-free. It's doing it by itself. And she's walking around the camera area, playing with the dog, and she's doing functions that normally other cameras cannot do. Great feature about the camera that it does great functions with this by the AI tracking. So you could set this up to automatically program to capture eyes or like in this case objects, and I put a human as an object, or it could be a vehicle as an object. So that's another function that you can see. Very simple, and it's working very well. So we can even track the dog if you want. So there it is. So we're tracking the dog, if you guys can see, and he's fast. You're gonna see how fast he is, and we have an individual dog. We have a dog out there, and he's gonna be playing with the ball for a bit. So let's go ahead and track him. So the final thing about this product is great because if you're walking around your neighborhood or somebody else that you don't recognize is walking, not only for people, but it works for vehicles or any kind of break-ins that they're having. And the business will benefit from a camera, a 4K camera, long distance. And we obviously did test out a lot of functions that it could really good details from a long distance. Now, when it comes down to multiple people walking individually, the camera loses track on that. Like right here, I have dogs. The camera might track them instead of me. But when you're monitoring yourself, or you have one security guard doing this, of many security guards, it's a great function to have. I mean, you don't have to spend more money than what you think. One guy could be sitting down, remote controlling, or the system could control itself. Very simple, easy to use. I hope you guys enjoy the video.